Hello all the good people on YouTube. This is Smish here, and I gotta bring this one back, guys. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you remember this. And we were disclosed with some information from an anonymous person. And this information pertained to research that is being done in our atmosphere using synthetic bacteria with bioluminescence capabilities, similar to Luciferae, which I found out is actually from the firefly. And this technology was actually being employed to aid in the use of high altitude holographic projection, which this person claims was already in use and was only trying to be improved. Now I'm going to let you read the second part of this message, and then there's another message she sent in response to questions I'm going to let you read as background information before I give you what I found. So here's the tail end of this one. I'm going to leave it on for a second, and then I'll get on to the next one really quickly. The search I used to find the information I'm going to show you is Bleco.com, which has ad-free searches, and it seemed to give me a lot clearer results than Google, which is jumbled with a bunch of crap. Anyway, guys, we're going to move on here to the next response to this. So here we are with this one, and people asked questions about the previous message, so in this message the person answered. And interesting thing on this one, it is said that these microbes need to be given food or a bath of chemicals in order to continue to survive. So, and this is only one of the possible microbes or things that could be used in this type of technology. I'm going to move on to the end here so we can get on with this. And you can continue reading, you can pause it if you need to, but I'm going to go on here in just a second and show you what else I found. It's very interesting, and I think it's worth a watch. First off, to show you what Luciferae is actually, which is natural. And this is in Wikipedia, of course, and you can read about it, but how its bioluminescent characteristics happen, and history, properties, biological activity. This just might help you understand some of the stuff I'm going to show you, because it is very technical, and you're going to have to read a lot of it yourself, or get somebody to interpret some of it for you maybe. But right here is the word we're going to be looking at, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it, so we'll have to figure that out. Anyway, I'm going to move on here. Okay, this is very interesting and cool. Basically, I want to show you this. This is a picture of an aurora borealis, a CME, hitting the atmosphere, and at the same time this person captured bioluminescent microbes on the beach of this lake here. And a chemical pigment, Luciferae, reacts with the oxygen to create light. So that is what Luciferae actually is. It exists in many things, many different microbes. So that's what they're testing. It's not just one microbe. See, guys, it's just a whole grouping of microbes, and they can make them synthetically. But these are natural ones, as you see. And look how it's reacting to the CME. This guy was commenting on how they came to the beach, for this event, which is really interesting to me. So I'm going to leave the links to these below. You can read them yourself. I'm going to get on with this video, guys. Okay, here's where the information I found starts getting very technical and creepy, to tell you the honest truth. So basically, this is worldwidescience.org. This is a search here. Bioluminescence imaging. And what are the capabilities of this? Think about this, guys. So basically, this Luciferae term is mentioned a lot in here, having to do with the bioluminescence and technology associated with it. You're gonna have to read this over, guys, to get all of it, because it's just a lot of information. But there's a couple things I wanted to point out here, just how the possibilities are endless with this technology. A high sensitivity biophotosensor for detecting a Luciferae's bioluminescence. So it's detectable via chips, So this is very, Borgish technology, especially when they start using synthetics in all this. But you can see there's just endless possibilities and, explanations for how they've figured out to use this. And it's definitely used in medical fields already. But there's definitely near-infrared optical imaging of nucleic acid nanocarriers in vivo. Just take a read of some of this stuff and just think about it and how it could be used in different ways as well. They study it and they employ it in many different ways. But this is the one I wanted to get to. Expression and stabilization of bacterial luciferae in mammalian cells. That's interesting, isn't it, guys? Anyway, you can read this yourself. I'm not going to go over all of it. It's just too much. And I'm trying to give you this information so that other people can help us interpret it and figure out what could be happening, in different fields, other than just medical, which we know medical has a lot to do with it. But I'm going to get to this next page here and really show you something. Okay, here we go. And this is actually in the National Library of Medicine from the National Institute of Health. It's creepy enough as it is. But here we go. Production, modification, and bioapplications of magnetic nanoparticles gestated by magnetotactic bacteria. Wow, doesn't that just sound like a jumble of hell in a basket there? But, you can read this. There's a lot of it to read. But it does get into some very interesting things here. They're talking about synthetic methods, synthetic bacteria, and relating it to this magnetic bacteria, and saying that this is actually, the magnetic bacteria is actually more useful in medical applications. You can start reading this yourself. I'm not going to get into it all. I'm going to try to make this video short enough to share with everyone. You go down here and it actually says more about it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look, guys. I definitely would look into this. Surface modification and bioapplications. Yeah. Talks about applications of iron oxide nanoparticles for biomedical usages, such as drug delivery, bioseparation. Most of the studies have been carried out with synthetic particles. Yeah, you can just keep reading on, guys, and it goes on to explain quite a bit, about what it needs. The particles usually have to be loaded with biomolecules such as DNA, proteins, and peptides in order to be equipped with the relevant pathological capabilities. Think about that. Just like I said, these things in the sky need to be fed too. Is there a limit, to what technology we're going to employ on this planet? This stuff is insane, guys. And you go up to the top of this page and they have some synthesis, magnetite for bio and nanotechnology, genetic engineering. You can read some of this other stuff too, obviously. Yeah, bacterial magnetic particles is a novel and efficient gene vaccine delivery system. Whew, man, that just sounds tough. Rough and tumble, guys. I'm going to end this one. I'm giving you all this information. I hope you guys can do something with it too. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Now I'm going to let you read the second part of this message, and then there's another message she sent in response to questions I'm going to let you read as background information before I give you what I found. Hello all the good people on YouTube. This is Smish here, and I gotta bring this one back, guys. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you remember this. And we were disclosed with some information from an anonymous person. And this information pertained to research that is being done in our atmosphere using synthetic bacteria, actually being employed to aid in the use of high-altitude holographic projection, which this person claims was already in use and was only trying to be improved with bioluminescence capabilities, similar to Luciferae, which I found out is actually from the firefly. And this technology was actually